Hi, we're going to go through some of the common rope rescue terminology that we'll be using during our courses. First thing we'll look at is a bight of rope. And a bight of rope is essentially just making that bend there. This bight of rope can start a variety of different knots that we'll use to tie into our rescue systems. The simple change of crossing over that bight forms a loop of rope. If we go even further and create a 540-degree turn, we then have a round turn of rope. It's a good way to take up small amounts of slack or to make minor adjustments in the length of different system legs. We also have what we refer to as the standing end and the running end of rope. The standing end of rope is the rope side, or the portion of the rope that's under tension or under load. So if I've got my anchor here by this carabiner, the rope that's on this side of it, where it's under tension or under that rescue load, is the standing end. The running end is the loose or the slack side of the rope that we'll be running through a variety of devices in our course. So the excess or the slack is the running end, the standing end is under load. When we talk about knots in our rope system are ties into a system that stand alone and that can function without anything clipped to them or tied around. So a knot like this overhand on a bight is a knot. A hitch, on the other hand, is something that does require either a carabiner to be clipped through it or for it to be tied around something, such as this munter hitch. A bend, we've said a couple of times, a bend allows us to join ends of rope, whether it's two long ropes that we're trying to end together or one single piece that we join. Here we've got that figure 8 bend that we'll talk about in a later video. It's important with all knots to actually dress them and to have appropriate lengths of tail. Dressing is important not usually for strength, but more important for inspection, so it's easy for other operators to see that you've got the correct knot tied. This well-dressed knot here, if you follow it from one end, you can see that there's no crossing of the rope. Nice, smooth, parallel strands all the way through that knot and out the opposite end. The tails on this are also adequate. You're usually looking for slightly more than a human's adult-sized fist. So 4 to 5 inches is adequate tail on all knots. The one exception to that is the double fisherman's knot, which we can usually get away with 1 inch to 2 inch long tails.